Welcome back guys, Zanif Tech here. I want to show you guys here the Andar Aspen case in jet black for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So this is a case I've reviewed on the channel before for the 14 Pro Max and the 15 Pro Max. And this time around, it is the exact same case with some touches. So this did not disappoint the previous gens, and I can tell you it does not disappoint with this current one here. So let's get started first with the fit and finish of this case. You have a really nice oil wax leather with this case. I have mine, of course, in the jet black, so it looks really good with the black iPhone. So I chose the black one this year, and I wanted the black case as well. So the black leather Aspen case is a really nice touch. So coming on here with the buttons, you have metal buttons on the volume rocker. Your action button has a metal button. It's not an opening like the previous iPhone cases had from third parties. And then you also have a metal button for the power button. You might be wondering, the newest star of the show here is the camera control. And for this generation, you have an opening here that doesn't cover the button completely, but it has a cutout where part of the button is protected by the leather material, but the front part does not have any type of lip around the button. And I can tell you a few things here. I think they did this for one main reason. One being that if they put this thick leather material that you can see the cutout has, this thick leather material here would cover the front of the camera control, and it wouldn't give you enough space to do gestures or to press down. Because with no material currently, when I put my fingers, even though of course I have a bigger hand, and you press down on it, my finger overlaps the screen and the bezel of the phone, meaning that if that material was there, I would possibly not be able to press down and do any type of gestures on the camera control. I don't personally do any gestures on this camera control. I use it just to launch my camera, and that way I have another shortcut on the lock screen for something else and not the camera. For those people that do want to use the camera control, this is a good way to do it because of the fact that you have more accessibility here to do gestures from left to right and to also press down for a single or double press. So good job on that. I really wish it did have a button on top of the case. That way you don't have a cutout at all. Some third-party cases are starting to do that. Apple started first with it, of course, because it's their first-party case. But hopefully in the future, Andar comes out with a button for the camera control, and then you can do your gestures directly from that button. So let's see how that goes in the future. Coming back to the case, you have a nice lip that goes all around besides the button, of course, the camera control button. And this lip covers the screen really nicely. You have a nice feeling to it when you glide to different gestures. I notice it more because I don't have a screen protector on my device, but if you had a screen protector, your screen would be elevated a little bit where you don't notice the lip as much. But here with no screen protector at all, it is slightly noticeable, but it has a nice feeling to it, so it doesn't really scratch your finger or anything like that. And it protects the screen when you place the screen face down on a tabletop. The other thing here I want to mention is the cutouts on the bottom. You have a USB-C port, you have speaker holes, and then you also have the mic holes. I want to talk about the USB-C port because the USB-C port has a circular opening that's perfect around the actual USB-C port. However, if you use any type of third-party cables that do not have a circular head, then what you have here is an issue because you might not be able to press the circular head into this opening. You would have to take the phone out of the case or just take the bottom portion of the case off the phone to be able to use a USB-C cable that has a square plug. So that's something you want to keep in mind here. I really wish they went a little bit wider with the opening for the USB-C port. That way a lot more cables could be used because some people might be using third-party cables, or most likely most people will be using third-party cables. So I think that they should really look through this for the next gen, or like a redesigned version of this one for the 16 Pro Max, but they need to make a little bit of a bigger opening for the USB-C port. Going to the camera ring on the back, you have a nice little ring that covers the cameras perfectly where the cameras are below the ring. That way, when you place this down, you don't have an issue with the cameras being scratched. Even though they're sapphire crystal, there might be something that could scratch this thing here and ruin your camera lenses. So it's nice to have protection on them, especially with them being one-sided like this. You want to make sure they're protected and not scraping around different surfaces. Coming back to the ring, the buttons do match perfectly with the ring, so they're the same color and material in my personal opinion here when I touch it. And I can tell you that it's a great little addition, and it makes the case look a lot more premium with having a nice camera ring like this and not being plasticky. The backside of the case does not have any type of logos or any type of text. The only place you would find the Andar text would be on the side here that shows you the Andar name, and that's about it. It doesn't really stand out too much. It's nice that it's not on the back of the case, like some case manufacturers love to put their logos on the back. I think it looks a lot better when not having it there, specifically on the back. The other thing I want to mention here is the texture of this case. So when you get this case brand new, the leather feels really nice. It doesn't have any type of oils on it yet, and it feels kind of slippery. But as you use this, and as it patinas more of a time, on this case you can't really tell the patina a lot because it is a black leather, but on a lighter case you will notice that the case gets darker because of the oils from your hands. Well, mine has a really nice texture and finish to it because I have my oils all around this case from using it, and it feels a lot better. So it has more grip in the hand. With anything leather, over time, it kind of absorbs those oils from your use. And I think that accessories like MagSafe accessories, wallets, sit a lot better, especially if you're using like a leather wallet with a leather case. The oils between both of those materials keeps it perfect and sticky onto the back of the case. And same goes for any silicone power banks. They also sit a little bit better when the material has less of a glide to it because of these oils. So that's something you want to keep in mind when getting it new. You might be saying, wow, he told me that it's a lot, grippier. No, when you first get it, the case will of course have a more slippery feel, but then over time with the patina, it becomes more grippy and more texturized. And I think that's really a thing that goes for all leather cases, not just specifically this Andar Aspen case. Coming back to the MagSafe magnets, the magnets here, you have the full ring, and then you also have the alignment magnet. So the alignment magnet helps with any type of accessories like a leather wallet, a regular MagSafe wallet, or a power bank that you want to keep perfectly aligned to make sure you get the full fast charging that it provides. And I can tell you that the magnets are extremely strong. Here I have the Anchor power bank. It's their new slim one. When I put it on the back of this case, it fits perfectly, does not move around at all because the alignment magnet is holding it in place. And I can tell you that it's pretty snug on this case. I mean, you have no issues with the MagSafe magnets working at all on this case. And the same goes for when I use this on my nightstand or on my desk behind me. I have a MagSafe charger, and I can tell you that the magnet is extremely strong. I can use it either in portrait or landscape orientation on MagSafe chargers, and I have no worries of the phone slipping off the MagSafe charger. So it's really nice that the magnets are extremely strong here, and that's something I always look forward to because, like I mentioned earlier, I don't really use the USB-C port a lot, or pretty much not at all, and I really rely on that MagSafe ring in here to do its magic, and I can use all these accessories and chargers. Other than that, the case is really nice. It's not perfect for drop protection because it doesn't have any shock absorbency like other plastic cases might have, but it will protect your phone from scratches and slight drops, especially if you're indoors. In outdoors, you might have issues where the leather material gets scraped and kind of damaged because of the concrete or any other hard material, but it will still protect your phone, I believe, from those slight drops. If you have any additional questions, please leave a comment down below, and I'll leave a link to this case as well if you want to check it out for yourself. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Zanif Tech is out.